Thokozani Bonabakhulu. Grand greetings and abundant blessings to us all. I go by Baba Lex. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our channel now, because after all, we're here together. This is where we receive the gifts. Abundant blessings to those of you already waiting. I see some families in here. Please, we do roll call first. We also do protocol first. Before we jump into such a special moment, a special time, not just for myself, okay? This has been a journey, all right? The Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1, written by myself, Baba Lex. That sounds amazing. Thokozani. But we're just clearing the space. As you know, whenever we're going live on these topics, we tend to get interference from the networks. Okay, also here in Johannesburg, South Africa, it's currently storming, all right? It's storming, and this rain is different, all right? Those of you paying attention to the shifts, to the changes happening on our planet, not just on the planet, on you, in you. This is what the book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, just all of the teachings, because it's a book of 3, could possibly be 4, even 5, because where we're headed is a place where we've never been in physicality. Now, whether you believe in this or not, it's a non-factor, okay? It's not about me. It's not about people. It's not about Tandeka. It's not about Jane. It's not about John, okay? It's about yourself and your cells and your ability to be the better version of yourself in each now moment. In other words, I'll be explaining, okay, today what that means. And also in this launch, this beautiful launch, a lot of things were meant to go wrong, okay? But what I did was I recognized that I am the law of attunement walking, right? And I'm going to show you. How do you feel once again? Let me know where you are tuning in from. I have my guest in here who's going to be joining later. The Lighthouse Portal 711. Okay, this is out of Maui, Hawaii. And this is, some of you might know as Kahulani, Cat Kahulani, or Anela, okay? The Rainbow Lightning Queen, okay? She's a different type of being. Once again, you have to be tapped into what you call the unseen. So since you're here and we're talking about the unseen, this means that you are here to see. But in order to see, you have to know thyself and thyself. My book, The Law of Attunement, not just spews about the teachings, about the Bhagavad Gita, about Rosicrucians, about this person, about that person. It's about grounding, making it relevant for now. Hence why they are also dubbed ancient, future, present teachings, because they're shifting the age of you. Okay, yourselves, as we allude to in the book, CELLPH, your potential hydrogen. Okay, if you are 70 to 90% water, the law of attunement will apply to you. Okay, and furthermore, if you, okay, are a womb born, if you're born from a womb, this will make sense. All right, all it seeks to do is to give you the beans, as I like to allude to. I give you the beans, Jack, Jane, Tabo, Tandeka, to go and grow your beanstalks with this information, and then you, through your clear grid, okay, we're going to get into this, you have a clear knowing. All right, you're now moving from a knowing. You know that voice that you hear, that don't go there, don't do that, all of that. Okay, you're able to tap into that here now, in the present moment. All right, it's a beautiful thing to do. Know who you are in this confusion. All right, we're in a place now where everything is weird, even you. Togos. I'm seeing some peeps who have tapped in from Johannesburg, South Africa. All right, I'm an initiated Zulu Sangoma. Okay, wherever you from, I'm sure it's a medicine man. Okay, or shaman, right? Initiated Zulu. This is Zulu. You can go and do your research. Once again, that's just some beans for you. That's an example. So it's giving you some information from a knowledge, from a gnosis, right? Not just taking all of the pieces of information, which is everywhere. Those of you who are into metaphysicals, okay, metaphysics, astrology, sacred geometry, this will all make sense. I mean, also ancestry, this taps into it nicely. Everything to do with water, the most abundant element in the cosmos. Wherever you look, no matter where there is a form of water. Even this which you breathe, what is that? Okay, you'll say, oh, it's air, duh. But what is that? See, the Law of Attunement Teachings seek to give you the beans for you, yourself, through your cells, cellular gnosis, cellular memory, to figure it out. Once again, water holds memory. We're going to break it down, and especially because in this language we call beast. Over this side of here, we call it beast, okay? Because it's Luciferian false light. Lucifer, light bearer. False light, aka blue light, okay? So it takes you out of rhythm, takes you out of circadian rhythm, right? So I feel like the space is cleansed enough, okay? If there's any disturbances, please, moderator, do let me know. Okay, please let me know where you're tuning in from, guys. We've got 𝙒𝙚𝙡𝙗𝙚 in the house. Thokoza Queen. How you feeling? Yeah, Josie's raining. It's raining. It's raining. That question earlier was from Royal Javed Akhtar. I'm going to assume, but I don't like to assume because it makes an ass out of you and me. So that maybe India? Yeah? Okay. Shukran. If you are, all right? I've got Jitendra Kumar. Answer me. What did you ask? Rudeness is not tolerated. I've got my lovely moderator here because, we're here for higher consciousness, metaphysical, spiritual, African spirituality, okay, which is pretty much nature. It's rhythm, melanin. I speak about this in my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings of 3, okay? Right now, there's 3 teachings. This is the launch of the first one, okay? What we're launching today is the foundation. Once again, this is what took place. Like I said, things do really go wild. So I had a bit of a technical issue. So I cannot actually show you some visuals. However, that means something beautiful that you can wait. So, part of the journey of your own journey into mastering yourself and yourselves is that you'll learn that the only timing that exists is divine. Whatever, and I'm sure you're noticing this now in your lives, especially those of us more programmed into the system, right? Which in my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, I outline as Luciferian, which is light bearing, but false light, because it gives you something which will give you a degree of healing, a degree of money, but you have to sign contracts. You have to reciprocate something, energy, blood, because it eventually comes to collect. Whatever you may frame that as. Okay, once again, the law of attunement is about yourself and your cells and about what's happening. Okay, once again, to ascend, you must know thyself. But what does that mean? Hence why I said all of these teachings can tell you, know thyself above the door, temet nostre, those of you Matrix fans, all right, speaking of, right, those of you Matrix fans, when you speak about temet nostre, it means, what did I just say? You see, there's so much energy happening, but I'm going to get back into that. Anyway, it means along the lines of being present, being in the awareness of what and who and where you are. Okay? Does that make sense? Look at this. Since 2020, the rapture, okay, this is what we frame it as a reference point. What took place is a grand shift in consciousness, because for once, a collective question was answered. How many of us, those of us who are of age or whatever the case may be, were working, okay, a job in the system? This is for educational purposes only. Then you were forced to slow down. What did that do for your consciousness? Right? Level 1. And then the moving of the goalpost. See? Once that started happening, it moved your consciousness, your waters, your emotions, your mind space. See? So as that takes place, if it's not something that is your heart's desire or you're in balance with your soul, okay, what takes place is an imbalance. Even further, because you are not, what they say is fulfilling your mission, purpose. See, I also coach, and it's also in my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1. Passion leads to purpose, leads to play. Okay? Meaning you receive already what you are by not going far. See, what this world has done, what we've been born into is Luciferianism. Yes, I said it. Because everything you do leads you quicker and closer to what? The grave. You're playing for death. We now need to be emotionally intelligent enough to take the information. Does it resonate? Yes. Does it resonate? No. And put it in formation. And then say, nah, I'm going to take that. No thanks. And then figure out for yourself and your cells where you're at, who you are, what you are. Okay? This is how everyone goes to their grave without achieving their dreams. What is that? Okay? The Law of Attunement Teachings, these allow you to get there before you have to not get there. See? So it's a higher consciousness teaching of the ages of yourself. It's a remembrance of ourselves. Remember, this is all DNA. It's structured waters. It's blood crystal. Okay? It's genetics. It's things of the unseen. It's more, remember, also, and I put this in the book, your entire self is in darkness unless you open yourself up. Once you open yourself up, then you know what is there or what's taking place. Similar to a seed. You do not plant a seed outside. That's ridiculous. You plant it in soil. The darker the soil, the richer the mineral, the richer the potential for growth. That's also chaos theory. I put this in the book. Chaos theory is also darkness because it is unseen. It's John Cena. Okay? You're John Cena to yourselves and yourself. You don't know what's going for what. I was there. Okay? Once again, it's a process of a coming home. Where's coming home? Nah, it's not coming home to a place. We have to now be adult, mature. Once again, these teachings are not going to be for the one who still wants to stay red pill. Okay? You want to, what is it? Blue pill? Yeah. You want to stay sleeping. That's fine. Once again, you go to sleep with you. You dream with you. You're born in this realm with you. You also exit with you. You see, so it's also right here for us. All I do with the Law of Attunement Teachings is we remember. Now, if you look at the word remember, in between there's mem, M-E-M. Right. See there? Okay. Remember. So this, in Hebrew, which is what English is based off, if you do etymology.org, etymology.com, etymology online, or even punch it into Google there, etymology, meme is also 𝙬𝙘𝙐, meaning water. Okay? Go and research if you want. Once again, that's a being. The law of attunement seeks to give you beings, 𝙃, 𝘼𝙘, 𝘃𝙚, 𝘃𝙠𝙃, and therefore you able and able to go and grow your beanstalk with the information since it's in formation. Simple, okay? So now, since 𝙬𝙐𝙐 means water, it also means information. ori, memory. Ori, light, information, light. Water holds ori. You remember through memory of your structured waters. The more structured the water, the more memory, the more bandwidth, the more eons, the more ancient. Aha. Now you're talking, Baba Lex. I like that. Simple. Right here, we compare apples with apples, not apples with a watermelon or apples with the pears. We don't want to be discombobulated or confused or days in the days, in the weekdays, then by the weekend, we're weakened. See, it's all in the spells that we speak to ourselves that create the reality personally. So it's a personality, a personal reality. Interesting. Wonderful. In the book, I lay this out. Once again, these teachings you will find spread out everywhere. The Law of Attunement Teachings series seek to allow us to present and now moment this information. 𝘽𝙘𝙠𝙗, we have to now it, so we'll be nowing. I'm going to coin that phrase. We're going to start nowing. That's how you receive the gifts of the present moment. You see, we've been bamboozled with a lot of false light. Once again, false light is that which is available. Yes, it is light. It's information. Cool. However, that light information is at the wrong rhythm, the wrong time, the wrong season, the wrong moment. See? So this is what our cells are. They're confused. What is cancer? What is it? I'm asking for educational purposes only. Cancer is the response of your cells attacking themselves. Yes? Simple, right? Now, why do they begin to be confused, dazed? See, it now leads on to what type of light is that I'm ingesting or that I'm engaged with? Because all water holds light information, memory. So everything that you ingest returns to a liquid in order to a liquid form. All right. So in order to assimilate, where does that assimilate? In the guts, the gut brain, as they call it. Once again, you'll see certain teachings here, but I put in information for you. These are the beings. And then you then go off and say, wow. And then even put it into daily ritual. You practice. Okay. Because this is how you begin to unlock things such as extra sensory perception. It's happening anyway, but the way it happens will either be for longevity, life, living, continuation, or you will mutate wildly. Look what's taking place. Turbo cancers, blah, 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 for educational purposes only. See? Now, come what may, because that sun is now pushing out different rays. UVA, UVB, UVC rays. Wow, Baba Lex, what are you saying? Great question. Thokozani. What that means is that the UVC rays never used to touch the planet. They never used to actually reach us. Do your research. That's another bean. So it goes. Okay. UVC rays are a detoxifier, a cleanser of the entire system, especially of the blood. Okay. And also a DNA mutator. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's mutating DNA. Right. First, before you get scared, before you get terrified, ask yourself, why am I scared? Why am I scared of change? What is it within me, within my system, within my waters that don't allow me to be relaxed in my own body? You can't chill out in your own vessel. You're always anxiety, depression, something. Something is happening. Something is shaking. See? Because we've been there. See? And with this energy pulsing with the sun, these UVC rays attempting to change us for the better. Okay, it's happening. You see the age of Aquarius. That is happening. It's happening. Okay. And this is why wild stuff outside is taking place. Because they want, or whatever it is, hence why there's my teaching, to give you a beam for you to see whether it goes in formation. Therefore, it's form, information, and you are informed. You see, that's what that spell, abracadabra, as I speak, I create. That's what that means. See? So also, the Law of Attunement Teachings will allow you basics of spells. This beast that we speak is backwards, 𝙂𝙘𝙝. So whether you have a great intention, your heart's desires, yes, you're still speaking death. Don't believe me? Watch this. Good morning. And I'm going to get some trolls coming through now. Hmm? Good morning. See? How can morning, oh, such a good person. Yes, yeah. And good go in the same spell. You see what you do or we do to ourselves. That's a juxtaposition. It's a paradox in itself. Good morning. Gigi. You know when you're driving and you hit that, whoops, same thing. It hits you, 𝙎𝙘𝙗𝙖. See? And that's painful. So this is also leading to mental out. See? There's something in the air, they say. Yeah. You know, us, especially Africans, we love witchcraft things too much, too much. And the thing is, we're actually currently practicing the witchcraft. Go and search Saturnalia. Speaks on Santa Claus. Okay? It's a really dark story because it involves pedophilia. So it's not a laughing matter. But once again, me, myself, someone who's now awakened and aware to my cells and myself, okay, through just fasting, through water, through liquids, as you guys are aware. Boom, this is the dream grounded. This is through me taking my cells seriously, okay, and not engaging in other liquids. You see the oxygen in there? That's structured water, okay, right? So I don't want to jump around too much. That was just the energy feeling and letting you know exactly that I am the law of attunement walking. Don't even need notes, although they're available, okay? Because once again, we came into a lot of just little hiccups. For example, like we said, the laptop just packed up. So we're gonna have to restructure that. But anyway, what's available is gonna be the pre-order link, okay, for the law of attunement. Thank you for the likes. Please leave a like as you're coming in. And also, Thokozani, this has been a dream grounded. The law of attunement will allow you to tap into yourselves, right? As I also coach, not just put it in the law of attunement, is the triple P's: passion, Remember your passions between 0 and 7 years old. If you're stuck, this is a bean, okay? Tabo, Tandeka, Jack, Jane, to go and grow your beanstalk. Put the information in formation and then see how that looks, okay? To make your personality, which is your personal reality. See, you don't attract or manifest what they say, what you thinking, what you ask. Yes, that is a factor, but eventually it boils down to what you are. You will receive what you are. If you say, yeah, I'm amazing, yes, ha ha ha, to everybody, but in the backsides, you're doing fuck shit, karma's a bitch. And she's angry, especially with the false light that's been happening everywhere. And this ties into what I did on YouTube, which is the decolonization of the poor African mind, body, and spirit, right? And it's all from our guts. What we eat, what we drink. That's why I had to also deprogram, unprogram, unlearn. From a clear now vessel, you're then able to gauge what's going for what. Spirit of confusion disappears. You see monkey mind that, hey, just need to take something to relax mind. See that thing? It disappears. Because, wow, if you're operating heavy machinery, please stop. This is quite shocking. A lot of this information is shocking because it's truth. It's been happening. But those of the elders of the past who just got along to get along decided to do this, whoops, and then sell their souls as a result. Okay? I'm not asking anyone. This is what it is. Hence why there's the 7 deadly sins rife everywhere. Okay? Greed, gluttony, lust, blah, blah, blah. And then the children come in, and then we now have no idea what's cutting, but they're now even worse. You've got adults, grown beings, emotional unintelligence, now saying, sis, even me nangazuti, Cyril Ramaphosa, apartheid. You see, you're also dizzy. You're a zip here. So we're not helping anything, especially us, our people. As he sees the next, because bottom line is we're shifting ages, meaning that umama is rising. And you know, a woman scorned, gents, those of you, okay, but not in a negative manner. Just look outside. Don't believe me? Check outside. Don't even have to believe me. You must now know from yourselves. Take this information and put it in formation. Why is there so much weather anomalies everywhere? Oh, they control the weather. Listen, you have no idea what's happening then. You're bamboozled. Let me show you how. Go and do your little research. You see your little monkey mind, monkey brain? There's such a thing as brain parasites. It's not to scare you. It's for educational purposes only. Educational purposes only. Because you must take the information and put it in information as an adult, and then make a selection amongst the choices, which are all an illusion. My book explains that the only choice that there is yourselves. It will make sense when you read it. Okay. Once again, pre-orders will be available in January. And then shipping will be only done through me. Anywhere else you see it will be accounted, because we are not engaging with any other false light programming. All right. This is just allowing you, once again, the ability through cleansing yourself of programming. Right? Once again, you also are programming, because you're not the body. You have body. You're not arm. You have an arm. See? Once you begin to cleanse these programs of illusion out of your system, then you can see. I can see clearly now. You see, you begin now to actually embody. You know, the spiritual community is all on about embodiment. Yeah, just got to embody it. What does that mean, though? You're spewing again. You see, this is why I'm not part of spiritual community or any type of community, because It's the same thing that the grown adults, the grown children are doing. They don't have answers for what's happening. How do you not have answers? You've been here for many years, man. I just got you now. I can see what's happening. Like, and then you go there and you explain. They're like, I went out tata my trucks. You see, that mentality is very poor, but that's what Luciferian false light programming is. First and foremost, it must, as I outline in my book, that it must daze the first. You see what they mean by removing generations of gnosis? This is how they do it. And they've been doing it until those wake up. But you can see in each generation, there's those few who wake up. Guess what happens to them? You can see it in Hollywood. Okay, there you go. I'm not doing it. There's the beam. It's right there. What are you doing about it? That's just how it is. What? When children are disappearing now, you see, especially us Africans, melanin costs more than gold. Wow. On the black market, this is for educational purposes only. Really? Okay, we must now begin to see exactly where we're at, who we are, and what we are. Okay, not for destruction, because that's where we're coming from. This is why the cleansing of the 7 deadly sins must take place within the vessel through fasting. The first law of attunement is cleanse thy vessel regularly. Okay, begin to have a lifestyle of fasting, meaning begin always just kick off with intermittent. Begin to shift your rhythm of being. But once again, if you tapped into the system, the deeper you are, you now stuck on a calendar, on a schedule, on a da, 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 da. So you still have a lot of cleansing of your personal reality to do. See, it's an inside job and it's very tough, because what takes place is, if you're really, depending on how stuck you are in the program, the dislodging and also you letting go is a mission. Not impossible, nothing impossible. I've also done so. I've had to let go of certain things and continue to do so in order to ground your dream. You see, this is what the law of attunement just gives the beans for. Because if all of us are tending to our own gardens, cleanse vessels, clear knowing, no one needs to believe in anything. Push pull. That's the fight between you and you. I explained this in the book, right? Once again, we're programmed, all of us. We're born through the structured water memory of amniotic fluids. Even you, before you were a thought, before you were a thing, you were already being assimilated with an eye imagination. You make pictures, holograms. Hence why deja vu, some of y'all are starting to experience because of your inexperience or your impression, therefore expression, right? I outlined this in the book, is that you're beginning to do or be or in the state of being of deja days. Wow, I've been here before. Wow, not just this place, not wow, and this, wow. You see, because you have resonated through your waters, attuned to your frequency, which is your heart's desires, which is where your soul resides. Simple. And you don't need drugs to do it. You also must let go of things such as alcohol, the flesh-eating spirit. Should you want to ascend to your full potential, you have to let go of all programming so you can see clearly now. You see? Otherwise, you will be John Cena to plenty, but first to yourself. Simple. We simplify to amplify. Aha. Toz. It took me about 5 to 6 years to get all of these writings into something that made sense because my senses were still hijacked. See, those of us who want extra sensory perception, how do you want to get extra sensory when your taste, smell is dull? It's dimmed down. Oh no, what do you mean, Baba Lex? All right, watch this. They always get touched when I hit this one. How's everyone doing today? Yes. All right. So let's jump into this one. Those meat eaters, because I also let go of that program of trauma. Do you eat meat? Because yeah, we're a Braai nation. Mzansi. In South Africa, we're a Braai nation, right? So, do you eat the meat because of the taste of the flesh or because of the basting? The marinade. I'm gonna ask you again. Do you enjoy your meat because of the flesh and the flesh texture, taste, smell, everything, or the marinade with it marinated, the sauce, right? Dull senses. Because what that is, if you look at the nice little packaging there, the death packaging, they warn us. Yes, because this is what Lucifer does, light bearer. Remember, Lucifer in the scriptures, remember, that's also its own allegory. It's a teachings, it's a story, it's also a story of you, your cerebrospinal fluid. The triplet goes up to 33 vertebrae to be crucified in your Calvary, Golgotha, your skull. It's a process. It takes place regularly. This is how you wash your cells. This is how you clean yourself internally if you practice certain things, right? It's not a woo-woo any longer. I'll show you witchcraft, young son. Witchcraft is what we actually been born into. We're building hell on earth. It's already hell on earth. Someone tell me anything else. I'll wait, actually. Hmm? Exactly. So this is what's also being cleansed with or without our consent, if you will. Okay? Because it's a shift in ages. It's a continuation. So life will life. This plane will continue with or without you. So once again, if this information is bamboozling you, 9 times out of 10, you need to cleanse. You need to remove the false light, because once again, false light will take you to a certain degree of health, but maybe only bring you back 50%. Pharmaceuticals, the more you eat this, the more less you, yeah. There you go. So it's all the programming. People, places, things, water, drink, food, all of that is Luciferian false light programming. This is for educational purposes only. I see it's lagging on my side. This information is truth. Once again, you can go and vet yourself through your cells. Take the information and put it in formation. Simple. All right? Because that is being emotional intelligence. Once again, emotional intelligence, or EQ, Dr. Shahrazad Ali did a research, lots of research, okay? One of her books, or maybe online. Go and check. Do your research, right? And then she found the most successful women in the world. Everything going for them. The cars, the house. Young Quinto. Wow. Emotional intelligence, 13 years old. Wow. That's alarming. And those of you say, I'm not here to debate you. You see, that's a fight with you. Whenever you spew out, whenever you abracadabra, as you create, as you speak, you're creating. So that has nothing to do with me. Also, when you're angry, when you're judging, when you're complaining, when you're gossiping, all of that is throwing energy where it should actually be going, which is in for a cleansing, right? As you attune, because you cannot with programming within you, attunement means knowing all here now in the present moment. That's where we receive the gifts of gnosis. you will know what you need to know now and now and now. Okay? Once again, it won't make sense if you're programmed. Certain things will resonate, yes, but at certain points I will lose you. Showcase. Take a fast. Watch these videos again. Get the book. Pre-order. Okay. I don't know if we can put the pre-order link there, but once again in the replay, I will leave the details, all of them in the description. Thank you, those of you who are able to join live. Okay, we're still going to be here for maybe about 20 or so more minutes, just giving you a little bit of a foundation. Also, once again, things happen, and the laptop just did its thing, and that's one of the testimonies to the journey is the destination. Okay, because also one thing which is missing in our society in terms of just health is testosterone in both the masculine and the feminine frame, males and females. That is where motivation, confidence come from, right? With the abundance of plastics, I mean, I know this is plastic, we're moving towards glass, but the more plastics we engage in, phthalates, uh, yellow, what is it, yellow 40, or is it red 40? Blue 35. Look in the back of those packages, those scary things. That's what's in sauces. That brings higher estrogen. So that feminizes society, which is what's taken place. There's also an experiment a scientist did on YouTube. There's a video right now, go check it out, about doing a test on a frog for, is it one of the plastics? Just do an estrogen test on frog. Okay, and this is what they've been putting in the programming: food, drink, fast foods, your biscuits, yonke into everything without fail. And the longer you've been engaged in it, obviously the more you must cleanse. Okay, the longer your purging period will be naturally. Okay, and this is also the fast. So then once that begins to remove itself naturally, and especially those of you who are with partners or whatever, you will split up. I'm letting you know now, because what you cleanse is if there's unhealthy habits or if it's a trauma bond, which 9 times out of 10 we are bonded here by trauma. I put it in the book. Check this is why the relationships are all off balance, because we are traumatized at a cellular level from birth or before birth, right? Amniotic fluids, memory in structured water. That is what we call the law of attunement. See, you are tuning to waters that have been. Water is the most abundant element in the cosmos, and we are comprised of 70 to 90% of it. This is why I mentioned this in the kickoff, because now it will make more sense. You begin to make more sense. And also, what's taking place as a result makes more sense. You're not dazed during the weekdays, and by the weekend, you're weakened. Okay? It's in the spells. Abracadabra. I speak, I create. And especially La Mzansi, okay? In South Africa, or Africans. Mama Africa as a whole, her children, and especially here on the continent. We must begin to reframe the calendar we're following. You see how many people today didn't say Happy New Year to me today? Thank you. Thank you. Especially if you're, because guess what? Your circadian rhythm is off rhythm. Number one, that's how we, like I said, we're all practicing Luciferians. We're practicing the off-key calendar from the jump. Okay? Do your research. That's a bean. Go check out. Okay, let me ask you a few questions just to jog your mind if you're still a bit dazed. If you're still confused, spirit of confusion is just parasites. You must cleanse. You must stop ethanol, methanol, acute poisoning yourself, aka alcohol. Stop it. If you want to ascend and see clearly, I promise you. Okay, this is not a scare or whatever, but once again, you're an adult, so do what you must. Okay, for those of you who are ascending and you really see what's taking place, because we're moving to a different dimension, no jokes. But this is that 3D, 5D split spoken of in the spiritual communities. It happens first within you. That's why there's so many mental health issues. Okay? The Law of Attunement Teachings seek for us to get to know thyself, and therefore, because to what end will you need to make more in the system to gain your health? Okay? You make the money and then you spend the money on. So then what's the point of making all that money? Why don't you just get the health naturally? Health is wealth. Thokozani. You see? Wisdom. This is my ancient Egyptian past life. This is wisdom and this is water. Okay, you put wisdom and water together and you be liquid. This is one of my inspirations. Bruce Lee, be water, my friend. You pour water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You pour water into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now you can either flow or you can crash. Be water, my friend. So now, as you begin to cleanse the vessel, remove the programming regularly. Okay. Not only do you see clearly, okay, you start to unlock junk DNA, things start to reverse age, etc., beautiful, and some. Not only that, you begin to tap into your breath, your spirit, spirar, respire, to spiral, respira, breathe, right? As that spirals, you're now beginning to create a vortex of conscious consistency, right? Within yourself and your cells. This is what they call coherence. What does Dr. Joey Dispenza say? Heart-brain coherence. This is a automatic process once you're attuned. Attune, see, to yourself through your cells. Abracadabra, as I speak, I create. I drop this. Oh, fuck, I'm such an idiot. Who heard you first? And who's taking? Register your cells. See? And then, as we said, that mineral which is missing is testosterone. So the testosterone is missing, right? The hormone. But the mineral is what? Is It's a bit of a glitch. This is for educational purposes only. Okay. So what I'm saying is, in terms of that, also from the guts, and also what we engage in, which is assimilated in the guts. So once again, if you would like to know what's going for what and not be confused and dazed during the weekdays and then weakened by the weekend until, then continue as you were, as you are, no problem. What's taking place is it's what you call a grand cleansing through the elements, and your elements are also going through a grand cleansing, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. So whatever's happening up there, in there, but it's also within you. Hence why these astrological things are related to you, whether you believe in it or not. It's not to follow it. It says that my Pluto's in Aquarius, so I mustn't. No, relax, chill. See, you take it as information. Then you put it in formation. Right. That looks like right. I must be aware of. See, attunement, aware of, right? Therefore, should this be available within me? 9 times out of 10, your body's got intelligence, which it will give you a prompt, especially the woman, right? That is what she has above a man. We did not come from ribs of Atum, which is also a misnomer. Now, Adam, it's Atum also, right? Past lives, we know this now. It's not a belief, okay? It's also why it's false, everything. False leads to death, all right? What is the most followed religion in the world? Okay. This is also a Luciferian false light program, religion. It's an arm of Luciferianism. So is money, the paper. Because what is money? It's currency, okay? All of these keep us lower. But they frame everything so that you practice the 7 deadly sins. Okay, they put the condition, hence why they call this the human condition. I put this all in my book. The human condition is simply your environment, your inner environment. Hello, it's right there. See? Condition. What is a condition? You condition something. You create the environment. Conditioning. Ding. See? Simple. Drink water. Structured. Simple. You will know also. Right there. Conscious consistency. Beautiful. Okay? Now what we're saying is, as we continue to fast, okay, regularly, but with a gnosis, the reason why my 72-hour water only full moon fast method every month on the full moon, okay, there is a paid container. You must inquire. Otherwise, we always fasted regardless. Okay? You begin to stop losing what you call weight. Okay? Because what you remove is programs, craving. Just need me some crisps. See? Ooh, compulsions. I don't know why I just love me some. You see? All of that it's not you. What is that stuff? Those of you, like I said, the elders who decided to switch your intuition off. Or did the programming override your common sense? Which is what's taking place now. Your common sense, my common sense, until I began to cleanse it out, was always overridden by programs, ones which were not mine. Yo, hello, what's up, man? Yeah, we going to blah 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 blah. You wanna come through? In my mind, sure, I've got this to take care of. I need to get this done. Boom, 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 boom. But might as well let my hair down or something. Just might as well just take just one drink. Yeah, just one. Let me go. Yeah, man, I'll see you there. All right, just one, huh? Just one, bro. Just one. Sure. Click. Oh, 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 oh. What happened? See, it's happened to all of us. Not that scenario specifically, of course not. But I'm saying things like that, where you glitch out of time, where a program outweighs your common sense. What is that? And now, Tina Abotaki, here in Africa, especially since we're programmed to even have self-hate, wow, it must be cleansed out. It will be cleansed out. Okay? We enforce the slavery of our minds. Remember, colonization, hence why I did that series, I'm going to go deeper into that. Colonization has to hit you not just emoyeni, which is now where they're headed. They're trying to get you emoyeni, but not just emoyeni with religion. Further, you know that this year, last year, 2024, really wild. This is a side note for educational purposes only. Bibles skyrocketed in sales. Go and do your research. No jokes. Why? Because something is happening within. There's something saying, see, what you're doing is off key. But since the program is programmed by a programmer who used to be an angel, do you not think that they know what they are doing? Hence why smart. We frame it in the book that Luciferian false light programming is smart. Baba Lex, how? Shh. Breathe. Let me show you. Learn to breathe. Relax. What's this? Smartphone. Is it intelligent? Right then. See? So that is the bamboozling in the program. Once again, here's another one for you in the back, Linda, Tyrone. Artificial intelligence. Artificial is not intelligent. And intelligence cannot be artificial. Got him. You see? You see, this is why I always put on the Lexiuses, the Morpheuses. You see, when I'm teaching, these truths are going to be like bombs in your system. They're going to illuminate your elements. Woo, 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 woo. Wow. Ish. Hey. Because it's right here. But once again, those elders who do come past these videos and you start to spew in the comments, I would suggest focus on yourself and yourselves. It's not about me. See, once again, you most likely still inhabited with what? Programs. Programs are Luciferian false light. Luciferian false light programming, Lucifer light bearer. In my book, The Law of Attunement, false light, aka an example, blue light from a smartphone. When you do it at wrong times, it takes your rhythm off, circadian rhythm. Henceforth, all of your processes, your hormonal excretions, your timing is off. Hence, dis-ease. Its onset from the guts. Your solar plexus is the assimilator and is the seat of intuition, gut instinct, immunity, also the assimilation of a lot of type of processes which kick off for an expansion of energy. This is your engine room. So what you put in your engine room, the programming will then break down to a liquid type of form, which in that liquid can be a mineral, a type of blah, blah, a structure. You don't need to know that. Once again, that's Scientology is Luciferian. You don't need to break down anything that's already broken down. Your spirit of confusion is ready for you. This is where you're ready at. You don't know what's cutting. So Baba Lex is here trying to give you the beans. Calm down, breathe, drink water. Serious. You need to put down that ethanol, man. High blood pressure, kidney sore, your kneecaps, you're 25, 30, your kneecaps are off balance. Man, focus on yourselves, Bafo. Ladies, sisters, okay? Especially us, Mzansi, and Africans. We must start to see what's been there. This is a new level of slavery. Because as we're saying, they hit you MON with religion, your belief system. So you're already light locked in Luciferian false light. Whatever you believe will then stop you in knowing. It will glitch your common sense, which is from your senses. But since you're programmed yourself with false light, plastics, heavy metals, blah, 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 blah. Oh, now they do 3D printed meat. Oh my days. Wow. Once again, it's provided the selection of choices. And then it's up to your selection of which choice that either will make or break you. See? What you program yourself with. We are just programmed to be shitty programmers, or we're programmed that we are not programmers, or that we are not even anything special. But why does then all of this stuff want you so bad? It wants your soul. It wants to harvest blood. It wants to harvest children. It wants to harvest women, little boys. Okay? This is happening for educational purposes only. But once again, this is the law of attunement. You must attune, but the way to attune is, yes, the first law of attunement is start to begin to cleanse the vessel regularly. But this entails being emotional intelligence. What governs emotions? The element of water. Aha, beautiful. With the element of water imbalanced, your selves, CELLPH, your potential hydrogen. Therefore, you are in either acidosis within your guts, which is the driving room of everything that you are in terms of this physicality and other realms, right? This is where everything is similar. Once that all backed up, you now coming with clown show stuff. Wrong day, wrong time, wrong season. You trying to plant in on the flip side, you're trying to harvest on that side. In your life, outside, listen, Linda, Tyrone, check this out. When you are trying to pretty much do what you've got to do, you are now hindered by that which the program says you must do. All right. We're going to be continuing because we've got our guest coming in from Maui, the Lighthouse Portal. Okay, so thank you for those of you who've joined. If you need to exit, please continue. Thokozani. As we continue with the Law of Attunement Teachings, what takes place is you must be emotionally intelligent enough to recognize that what's been taking place in your life, in your personal reality, is something which you are not only proud of, because that's the seven deadly sin. It must be something which you don't see in your dreams. Okay, so if it's the equal opposite of how you feel, a gauge is how you feel, right? Because the age of Aquarius coming from the age of Pisces means you are coming attuned to your emotions. Okay, although it is fixed air in its design, okay, as a in terms of astrology, all right, in terms of an archetype, it is a fixed air. So that means even with as above, so below, as within, so without, you'll see the disasters, the natural disasters, and things which are being shifted. There's a lot of wind, a lot of things with heavy wind involved. And wind can transform in its elemental phase into either things like cyclone, etc., 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 etc. You see? That dimensionalizes depending on the trauma on that place in the land. Just like your body. Wherever there's trauma in that place on your land, it must be cleansed. The sun is the one driving this mechanism through the UVC rays. Well, UVA, UVB, and UVC sun rays. You see? Simple. It's not me. It's not blah, blah. This is not skibberish. You can also feel it in your cells. You can feel it. Okay, check this out. By those of you who take spontaneous fasts. Also those of you who go back to things which you fasted from, people, places, things included, where you now ingest it again, and then wow, that tastes awful. I don't even know how I used to eat that. You see, for example. So these are the things which allow you as a gauge through your feeling range in here. But if it's backed up, clogged up, traumatized up, and you're running away from yourself and your cells, there's nothing you will see. You're John Cena to yourself, right? And as a result of imbalanced waters within, there's imbalanced relationships. See? Your waters governed by your emotions, which are your feelings, are swayed. Your waters are rocked, you see, by anything, any of the winds of change. It's really taking place. It's not only spiritual, it's also physical. It's also especially mental. Hence, mental health issues are rife because this area is beginning to be cleansed so that you can interact with the pineal gland. Where did Christ get crucified? At pineal. See, all of it is right there. Pineal gland. This is in King's Dome. You have a dome. See? Free dome. All of this stuff is here. And Aquarius, in terms of its archetype, or the energetic archetype, is freedom. Okay? Very fluid or airy. Up there. You notice any Aquarians in the house? Aquarians are very in their heads. Yes, see? But now we're grounding that. See? Because spirituality, yes, Emoyen governs, unseen governs the seen. But now we're seeking to merge that in a sweet spot, what they call the fifth dimension. Okay? Where you, yourself, as a physicality, must now begin to know, not belief, that you are multidimensional. You also have dreams. That's how you know. You also what? Die every night. You look forward to it even. That's what they call sleep. You come out of body, unconscious. See? remove the consciousness. So it's the consciousness that is the next element, the fifth element. We are raising the fifth element: water, air, earth, fire, consciousness. Aha! When you merge all of those within, you begin to ascend. You see, but with programming, Luciferian false light, it will always glitch you back and forth into things you think you need now. You see, there enter mental issues, depression, anxieties, and so on and so forth. I outlined this in the book. All right. And then, so the first law is the fasting as a lifestyle. Okay. Begin with intermittent fasting. And then B, engage in shadow work. So this is the cleansing, which we've been speaking about, which is cleansing your blood crystal. Okay. Removing the Luciferian false light programming, the stuff that is compulsions, which is therefore parasites. Okay. Compulsions, cravings, blackouts, ethanol, methanol, alcoholic things. Okay, yes, do what you've got to do. But once again, then this is not for you. You can switch page. This is part of emotional intelligence. Yes, yes. You can always switch off. You see? Wonderful. See you later. Or not, because things are changing. People are also disappearing in weird and wonderful ways off this planet. Okay? There's weird tragedies taking place because there's a great cleansing. If you are switched off, John Cena, to what's taking place, guess what? Once again, I'm still waiting for my apology. Those of you who said to me, yeah, it's because of you not wearing a mask, you're making us all sick. Yeah, you didn't take the blah, blah. Now look what's taking place. Where's my apology? Baba Lex is still waiting. You know what? I'm not even waiting. It's a joke, because guess what? The joke's on who? See? Now, those beings who overdid it, you overboosted, etc. This is for educational purposes. You're exhibiting weird changes. What is that? It's mRNA. Take the information and put it information. Wait, okay. Let me take a breath. Wait. Where's it? Bati mRNA, Bati experiment. Bati, all right, let's wait. Oh, my job. You see? In the system. Yes, that's fine. Everyone's got to deal with what they got to deal with. Now, if you're dealing with that, that's a you and you. You're still fighting with yourself and yourselves. Everyone has got to do what they got to do. Once again, it's all going to be revealed. This is the beauty about the sun. The truth coming out, Cat Williams said at the beginning of 2024, but now Baba Lex is saying it first in this completely off-key Gregorian calendar, right? Wow, go do your research. It's wild. It's all Satan worship. It's about lynching. It's about killing. It's about pedophilia. It's about those that partake in bestiality. Yes. Drinking blood crystal. Yes. Sharing in commune of that. So when you say, yeah, you're celebrating all of that. Just know that, especially you, Mama Africa's child, the stock is being taken in the ether, emoyeni, in the sun. So your just desserts will be your dis-ease. That's your karma, what you suffer through. This, when you're laughing, hey, Baba, this guy, watch. Because I've already had people come back to me. Remember, I've been working on not just myself and attuning without the requirement of things. You see, that means programming. I can go 5 days nicely and still be the same and still have the same energy. Even if government says, lockdown, blah, 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 Ramaphosa says family meeting, blah, blah, I'm cool. I'm not going to be those idiot that were rushing there to scoop tissues and hoard tissue. You need to now come out. And they're trying to shigisha us with all of these. Boom, boom. It's called lockstep. Go and do your research. I'm not atting anyone who's asleep. If you like it, continue. Once again, this is emotional intelligence. Live and let live. You do what you do, I do what I do, no problem. I tend to my garden, you tend to yours. But once again, as long as there's no children getting hurt, disappearing, especially our children on the continent, you know that melanin is more than gold on the black market. Yes. Also, organs are being harvested. This is for educational purposes only. It's also being sold on the black market. Yes, it's happening. You're going to see Eastern Cape, blah, blah, blah. different places, KZN, blah, blah, even Josie, there's people getting snatched up, children going missing, wild things. There was that guy who took Pele's life, okay, and then went online. That's wild stuff. That is 7 deadly sins. Those are entities moving through us as beings who are uncleansed. Because guess what? Lucifer is smart, not intelligent. He used to be an angel or it or whatever that thing is. All right. Once again, it still has the spark of light. Once again, false light. There you go. Don't at me. All right. If you're not emotionally intelligent, continue. Because once again, you can see what compelled a being to do all of this. It's also not just our traumas, people. It's a generation through a lot of things. And now we are perpetuating it to each other. Especially those of us still heavily embedded in 7 deadly sins program, which by default is the mechanism of Luciferian false light. You see? Once again, I want to say thank you so much to those of you who have joined. We are going to allow some questions. If you have some questions, please ask. And I just wanted to now just also say thank you to those of you who take yourself seriously, and that when you're feeling all of these waves of change, that you're frightened, okay? Remember, this change over here is necessary. And also, if you look at your studies more and do more research, it's about the change of ages. The sun is changing. Remember, there's nothing new under the sun. Therefore, the sun must change. Since it's bringing out that UVC rays, your DNA is, the quote unquote junk DNA is being unraveled and re-put together with or without your consent. So rather be conscious, because things are mutating. People are mutating. And it's going to become more apparent the closer we get to solar maximum and further. Solar maximum is supposedly predicted for 2025. You can see what's happening. It's more truth. It's more of you letting go of density. You see the spontaneous fasting from, all the foods, all of the sweets, all of the stuff you used to like. Nah? And then going back to it, and then it destroying you. Oh, yes, IBS, intestinal problems. You see, gastrointestinal, brain fog. You're starting to see flames. And now you're needing more pharmaceuticals, more this, more that, just to be balanced in your own body. See, in your own vessel. That's not a way to live. See, we're practicing death. We're practicing death in the flesh. That's all it is. Look at the expectancy of age coming down and down and down. See, that must be alarming. Okay? Those of you who are like, oh, Baba Lex, what's your age? I've untapped other things, and we're continuing to untap and unlock what they call the junk DNA. You see? But first you must remove the programming from yourselves. See? Once you remove the programming, you begin to see clearly. The third law of attunement is to shift from nowhere to now here. Okay? From nowhere to now here. That means being present in every now mzuzu. You got to be the nowing, not meowing like a cat, but nowing. See? Nowing allows you to be in reception for the energy of light, which is coming information, and then you, through your cleansed vessel, it hits the chakras from boom, the top, okay, a bit higher, boom, hits the top, your crown, and then boom, in pineal, and then illuminates the rest of you. See, in certain processes. But if that's caught up with programs, the information gets information or informed, you become informed off key. See, that off key information then gives rise to a cesspool of whatever programming to take place. 7 deadly sins: greed, gluttony, lust. So if I put a system, if I'm Lucifer, I'll put a system of monetary. I'll put a system of competition. I'll make patriarchy a thing. Report to a boss. See? So everywhere you are in the programming matrix, you will then act accordingly. You will engage with greed by default, whether you're a Christian, blah, blah, blah. No, we're all practicing Luciferians. False light. This is the awakening. Beautiful. You see, but once you cleanse, you will know this, because everything we're doing is backwards. It's been backwards. Once again, that's why we kicked off with good morning. What is that meaning? What is abracadabra? As I speak, I create. See? So if you are mourning, was a good guy. See? That's what you're doing. But good implies morning, good, morning. Your cells are the ones who know where you're at, who create your reality. You create your reality through yourselves. That's your state of being. Hence why be liquid, structured liquids. Once again, my inspiration. As you be liquid, be water. You put the water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a teapot. See, once you have a cleansed vessel, you're then able to breathe your spirit fully into your vessel. Because with programming, you're inhabited by other things, not just yourself. We see this in blackouts, through liquor escapades. Okay? Al-Ghul, flesh-eating spirit. Okay? I've been there. Right? Radical honesty, radical truth is allowing what we call authenticity to birth through you and your cells. See, it's a whole teaching of the ages to allow you to deprogram from an old age, which doesn't allow you to be liquid and flow through life. Because life is about flow. Once again, the most abundant element in the cosmos is water. All types of waters. You are 70 to 90% water. You see, this is my ancient Egyptian past life. Water. Once again, wisdom. Put that together, and then you have a knowing of yourself. And therefore, as above, so below, you know it all. You don't have to believe. But also, you know yourselves. You know what time it is. But what is time? You know what season it is. You're not harvesting when it's meant for planting. You're not planting when it's meant for harvesting. You see? And I would love everyone to now take stock of where you are, how far you have come, not just in 2024 or since 2020, but to this point. And is everything that is taking place really, 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 really real? Because it isn't. What's really real is your personal reality. Okay, your inner world. That is what creates your outer world. In ancient Torahs, ancient African spirituality, and ancient teachings, it's all based on nature, the rhythms of nature. Also, us growing up, myself, we used to be outside more closer to mama. See, by default, we didn't have diseases. Growing up in the 90s, didn't have disease. Cancer was a surprise, was a shock. Well, cancer, yeah. Get away from that guy. You see? And when you come from such a gnosis automatically, and then you can clearly also see, when I started chewing that, when I started drinking that, that's when I started exhibiting this. You see, that's the mental health. You don't need a psychiatrist. You don't need a Yes, it's necessary to get a trainer if you want to train to get a specific strength going. Same with your mental. If you want to relieve a certain thing, if you want to get a certain spiritual gnosis, a mentor, or you become initiated, it's all a thing. But this is what was there. Hence why they're also trying to remove the elders. You see, who did they try and give that stuff to first? That needlecraft. 2020. The elders, the geezers. Who holds ancient wisdom? Back then, they used to sit outside, tell us stories. Listen, it used to go like this. Watch out for this, and tell you the real thing, not tell lie vision, false light. Again, see, when did that start popping up? Now at night you can't sleep. You need to watch 10 shows. See, it's the false light. But the deeper the programming gets inside you, the more you must cleanse it. It looks very weird when you cleanse it, yeah, because you're taking it out of you, and then you're reforming yourself into your divine self. And then that is your childlike you when you're doing shadow work that you reintroduce yourself to, right? That is right. That's the second law of attunement. Engage in shadow work. This is cleansing the blood crystal. This is ancestral through your DNA, your genome, your genetics. You see, this is embedded, whether you are loving it or not, believing it or not, it is taking place. So those of us who are what you call the black sheep in the families, we have something which is different. It's a light which is unique, but it's for a reason. However, if you don't take a hold of that light and be who you are, nothing will shift in your bloodline. Therefore, it's due for a short left. You're getting off soon in reality, because it's a shifting in ages. It's a real thing. It's taking place whether you believe in it or not, beloved. Okay. You can also feel it. That just, especially those of us who are now talking about curses. Yo, I'm just so cast. I was there. There's a level and degree of that. Also, our ancestors are trying to live through us vicariously. See, in that day when they pass, look at this. When they pass, sometimes they'll go through the one they're most closest to. And then that one will therefore exhibit that energy or be like, hey, Ulo, why are they behaving like blah, blah, blah? Maybe for a few months, maybe a weeks. What is that? For example, see, the impression gives the expression. It's through the cells, through the DNA, through the genetics, through the blood crystal. But now, my Law of Attunement book of teachings seek for us to simplify so we can amplify. This is all skibberish unless you are a clear vessel. Don't come with belief. You're already gone. This is going to be dust to you. Also, you're going to fight yourself. Your beliefs. See? It's about emotional intelligence. Remember, we must now remember through memory, cellular memory. And also the pre-orders will be available in January. I already have some requests. You're going to get all of those links on all of the platforms. I just wanted to touch base and also show you in real life happens. You see things like things breaking and, wanting to share so many visuals. It's also a gnosis that it's too much for now. It's too much for this energy. We're also preparing our own online www.lexdaysliquid.com platform where we're going to be able for you to subscribe, and we're going to be able to speak more candid in terms of the design. Remember here, it's for educational purposes only. So you must go and do your own research. However, on our own platforms, we will give you what it is. And therefore, from there, let me go there and practice this, because it's your birthright to practice breathing correct, to know how to engage in rest without taking a chamomile tea or what, for example. All right, herbs are for healing, but even that level, the fasting shows you how much depending upon the system we are. Okay, even tap water. Stop drinking tap water, but also learn how to purify. This is the workshops which are going to be popping up. These are going to be also assisting me, as they've been, in funding independently out of the system, you see, false light, to create my book. of teachings. Okay, and I'm grateful. Thokozani. I'm now going to allow my guest, who's also the owner and the creator of the Lighthouse Portal 7.11 out of Maui, Hawaii. She's an amazing being who also practices holistic health services, not just for others, for herself and herself. Okay, she's a rainbow lightning queen. She bends the sun rays in terms of not just a light show, but in terms of the energy. Okay, rainbows are what? They light frequencies. In each light band of frequency, it has an information. Okay, in those frequencies, just like red light therapy, red chakra, see the root, what that is it signifies stability, groundedness. All right, and what do you do when, for example, in our fast, when you're breaking your fast, you would come back, okay, reintroduce programming of a red nature. Should you want to root yourself, for example, red strawberries. So you go for berries, you go for watermelon, red. What that does is it allows you to regain that frequency of vibration to create the minerals. Remember, the stuff that we eat is from the sun, which brings out those minerals anyway. Hence why those of us who eat the sun, Thokozani, my mother loves that. My mother, just a side note, loves to eat the sun. And she also pretty much taught me from a young age, yeah, the sun is nice, you know, and I didn't know exactly. But by default, all of this is in our cells, this information of ancient. But now it's coming back with a force because we must begin to practice organic nature, okay? Because that's what's going to allow us no disease, no aging, youth, okay? This is a thing. Consciousness is going to be cool. Baba Lex told you here first. All right, but first, let's first figure out what we are through ourself and ourselves. Simple. Once again, I'm going to be allowing in the Rainbow Lightning Queen. Also, just a part of, besides that, what she's doing in Maui in terms of Project Moku'ula, so powerful. Connecting with other beings, also the line of fires, okay, that took place in 2023, if I'm not mistaken, August 0808, the Lions Gate portal. You know, I'm sending my condolences to some of the people still recovering. Here in Africa, we know all about recovering from fuck shit. Okay, but it's not a time now to wallow in our complaints and you see, we start to create the environment of more death. This is now a cleansing. Also, this signifies the birthing of the law of attunement. Okay, and also a cleansing of ourselves and ourself in creating our dreams, grounding our dreams. This is one of the dreams I've grounded. Okay, this book of teachings, this a plethora of other things. I'm now also a tattoo artist. Okay, with higher things such as hieroglyphs, signs, sigils, being able to read auras, your energy, and putting that on your body. Because guess what? A tattoo goes on your aura. So water and wisdom means that I will always be in reception and transceiving, giving and receiving that information by default. So those of you who have goblins and ghouls tattooed, I'm a demon on you. Nah, I'm not here to scare you. But once again, it's all about consciousness. We must be conscious of that, what we engage in, because our children depend on it. It's not even about me. It's about the children. It's about the women. It's about those who are disappearing. It's about the little boys also, with the pedophiles. It's a real thing happening. So now you must right, are you going to make a choice to continue to engage in 7 deadly sins and then get your just desserts by karma? Or are you going to now do the cleansing yourself? Realize that, you know what, we are coming together as Africans. This thing of borders is also going to disappear. Remember, the old will be washed out, whether you like it or not. So those of you saying, okay, when is it going to happen? When is this happening? Don't worry. The aim is not to quantum leap, because this energy is already quantum leaping. Quantum stroll, relax. That is where being in control of your emotions comes. That's emotional intelligence. But you have to cleanse. Element of water, fasting regularly, lifestyle, intermittent, just to kick off. be eating from 12 onwards, okay? And then before 8. That's just a rough one. But you see, continue, because guess what? You don't need that for fuel. You don't need that to build. What we require is minerals, because guess what? There's mineral deficiencies. It's all in the book. I'm just a messenger. But once again, a master teacher, as well as a master learner, a master student of life. I'm now going to be allowing my guest in. This is my first time over here doing the adding someone. So I just want to say one more time, thank you for your patience, for all of those who also have coached with me. I've taken for coaching, those who also continue to do mentorships, and you've actually supported the independent publishing and creation of the Law of Attunement Teachings. So when you see this in the world, and you see it changing lives, know that you were a part of it. And thank you. You've been a part of my life. And I want to say, not just family, blood crystal family, the Masegos, love y'all. Amazing. You guys are crazy. You wonderful. And also you allow me to be me. Although it's not always been smooth, which it shouldn't be. Life is not smooth, guys. But therefore, the fruits that you bear will be mwah, exactly what they need to be, you see? And it's also built off not the system. Everything which is created and is of as a result is, I don't owe any Luciferian nothing. There's no contracts. You see, that's the beauty about taking your purpose from realizing your passions again, remembering, and then playing with them, and then creating what your abundance is. That will look like grounding it into a plan of action. You see, that's when you balance. So if you're already automatic, yo, let one learn. You're so good in what is this guitar? Eh? Yeah, eh? How old is it? How old is this thing? Yeah, it's 3. Yes, sir. Where did you learn these things? You learned them between the ages of 0 and 7, and you mastered them in a past life. So in this life, all it is just polishing, and then get the things in place, and then provide, because creation will always give you abundance. You see, we've been taught backwards. That's why the programming forces us to leave our passion. And then we, or the elders, then because they have to get along, they're in the system already, right? The programming glitches the common sense, then now reinforce that, no, hey, we're not stupid, shut up. We don't do that here, blah, blah, blah. Unbeknownst to them, because they think, once again, that they're doing the right thing. See, they don't know. Then you switch off all of that passions, and then you go for a program. Okay, study to get there and do this, marry, blah, children, blah, 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 till you perish. That's a plan. That's a plandemic, if you ask me. You see? So if you see and you know what's happening, there's a train coming. Are you gonna stand there and let it smash? This is what you must ask yourself and yourself. See? Thokozani. So now I'm going to allow my guest to pop in. Thank you for all of your comments. All right. Thank you for your questions. Let me see if my guest can pop in. Let me say plus over there. And then, the final law of achievement would be shift from nowhere to now here. That's being present, right? And we did tap into that. So by doing that, that's the removing the monkey minds. That's all of these things that you would need to remove in order for you to realize the self through yourselves. Okay, right. Let me just share this. Okay, I think that should work. Please bear with us as my guest prepares to come on. I've sent you the link. What you should be able to do is get the link on your other platform that I sent it on. And there we go. Guys, welcome, please. The Lighthouse Portal 711 from Maui, Hawaii. Hey, Thokoza. Yes, yes, yes. How are we feeling? How are we doing? Let us know the time. I know our time is equal opposites. Over here, it is just touched 10 to 10. Beautiful. How do we feel?
Absolutely stunning. Mahalo. Mahalo 𝙒𝙖𝙗𝙖. I am grateful for you. Thank you for having me here today. And it's the AM, so we're exactly like Lex just said, we're the opposite. So it's sunny here, it's the rising, it's also my solar return today, which is wow. Thank you. I'm excited. So here I have just, we've been clearing, we have ferns, we have our things. And you know what else I realized? I would love to introduce myself first, but we don't need all these things. We are these things. But I just wanted, because it's solar return day, we wanted to have, I'm in my spaceship, but I wanted greenery. So here we are.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
The people of Mu. Is launching today to welcome this beautiful first book of many that Lex is so gratefully sharing with us his inner water, 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗, his inner water knowledge, because aloha is not for sale and it's not a secret. He is sharing his light, his aloha, as a seed for your garden. It is so beautiful to be here. The Lighthouse Portal grew up 2 years ago as a feeling, as a thought, as an energy, as I was weaving in the sun. And I just listened to my intuition, and now here we are, grounding the dream. Kalenda Productions started as an art and makeup and photography company because I wanted, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I wanted to share the light, you guys. I wanted to be able to share the light. What better way to share the light than with photography, right? What does photograph mean? It's literally the art of light. So I went from a to being a I am the tool. I don't need a camera. I don't need
Continue.
I just put my
Continue.
phone in a really and people want to call you all of a sudden. I don't answer the phone. Sorry. All right, where were we? Okay, so Kalenda Productions started off as wanting to share the light. And now we have woven into being able to be the hands that remembered the flow. So I didn't question myself, inspired action with the frequency of music and the sun. And next thing you know, I'm dancing with my hands. It's like my hands remembered before I did with the power of frequency. So energy, frequency, vibration. The Lighthouse Portal went from energy to frequency and now we're vibrating. And it feels so powerful and multidimensional and beautiful to be birthed near the fern of Akolea, which is the fern of wonder. And when you can have wonder within yourself and you wonder with yourself and you're in awe of yourself without conceitedness, without I'm better than anyone, and there's no competition there. It's just I get to shine my light. And that's what the Lighthouse Portal is all about. It's a space of remembrance and activations of your cellular DNA, weaving your consciousness back into yourself so you can remember who you are. That's it. It's simple, but it's complicated. It's simply complicated. And it just feels so good to be here. So thank you. Thank you so much, and happy now. Happy January 1 on the Gregorian calendar.
Thokozani, Thokozani. Thank you so much, Kat, and thank you so much, the Lighthouse Portal 711, for your belief in, not belief. You see, it's the knowing now, because how many people believe in things and they still stuck where they are?
It has to be a movement.
Precisely. A movement of what?
Your knowing energy needs to move from an energy to a frequency to a vibration within yourself that feels like home for you. It needs to be authentic. It needs to be from your direct 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗, your connection to the sacred source, the creator, the energy, the light, your heart space, your mitochondria. What makes you spark? Phew, that part right there. Your
See,
inner knowingness.
now, because your story is also amazing, this is how we connected in terms of the Lighthouse Portal. How did it become that? And how did become the Lighthouse Portal? And what is your interest in what you're interested in? Not just the photography, because now it's also a publishing house.
Mhm.
Talk
Mhm.
on it.
Because 𝙃𝙚𝙚𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗, which means the rainbow of things is creative. We're all a rainbow. We are all realizing that we are multidimensional, and so when you can tap into the aspects of things that are creative in you, that feel natural for you to do because it makes you feel your inner child happiness, where it gets to be safe and gets to play. We're playing. We get to play here. This is why we're here. We're here. The spirit of the moon, Hina, she reminds us that we are here to experience joy in that. Mm-mm. I choose to be a space of remembrance of the pre mm, interference of myself. And that's what is the energy that I bring forth with the Lighthouse Portal, because I remember before any programs were installed. I'm there, and it feels so good to be there. We are ho'aka, we are crystal clear. Ike noa vai na lua loha mele. The water is clean. The water remembers, and the water delivers messages of clarity.
Beautiful.
It's just beautiful. Mhm.
On that there, because this is also going to give beings a little bit about what the book entails. Because once again,
Mm.
I am the walking embodiment of the law of attunement. Now, going forth now with this next question, I would love you to answer. Since you started fasting regularly with Baba Lex through my 72-hour water-only full moon fast, okay? When did you kick off? When was your first one? And what was taking place in to draw you towards even fasting, to draw you towards uh, wanting to cleanse, or what was taking place? Because a lot of people will be here, be asking similar questions, right? But
Mhm.
with all this programming and all of the judgment and all of those things are running, people are scared, which is an
Mhm.
illusion. Fear is the illusion.
Mhm.
So this
Mhm.
also will allow us to remember that 2025, 26, and moving forth, let it be years where you remember that you are occupying body, you are holding space. But holding space is not ego, it's being who you are. Everyone else is taken.
Exactly, and so what kicked off with me, I'll be very honest, I have nothing to hide. 2020 was a transformational year for most anyone who was alive on this planet in their body because of what happened with everything, with the pandemic, and that's for educational purposes only, but it caused my body to go into such a place of, it was like, "You know what? This is fucked up. I don't this no, I don't like any of this," and I got so sick in the December of 2020. I was so sick, I almost died. And I said, you know, I don't even like food anymore. I don't know what they're putting in this shit. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm done with all of this. And I decided then and there, after almost dying, to begin my journey into intermittent fasting, looking at everything that I was putting into my body, looking at everything that I was listening to, looking at everything, just everything. We did a full house cleaning after we almost died. And so what happened is I started intermittent fasting because I wanted to feel more in touch with, more attuned with my own body so that I could listen to myself, make adjustments, make changes so that I could feel good from the inside out. The motto of my company is beauty from the inside out. If you're not feeling good from the inside out, how are you beautiful? You're putting a bunch of shit on top of yourself to make yourself beautiful? That's bullshit. That's fake. This is coming from the inside. This is beauty from the inside out. And so, what a better way to be beauty from the inside out than to first cleanse and clear your entire vessel? Because everything that we've been putting in here has been a program. So, I knew that innately. And then I met you, and I was like, holy shit, we get to do this every month with a full moon water fast and 72 hours. And you know what that does, you guys? It reprograms your body to remember who it is. And it gets to start self-healing and reverse aging. And you get to start to talk to yourself in a more ho'aka, clear way. And so I started intermittent fasting a year before I met you. And then when we met April of 2023, we kicked off through a light weaving video because you allowed me to go live on your live, and we went live together, and I was just weaving, and you were like, oh wow, what's this queen doing over here with the sun? And you asked me, and I honestly didn't even know how to answer that. I was like, playing we're playing.
Yeah.
And so if you listen to your innate frequency of play from a crystal clear ho'aka vessel, you get to start being in tune with what? Your 𝙃𝙗𝙖𝙗, the reason you're here, the reason you're fucking here on earth playing in your vessel. So the clear ho'aka vessel, I started that fast May of 2023. I've been doing it every month since then. And wow, you get to lose everything that doesn't belong in your frequency. And it's a little bit painful. It's a lot painful. There's a lot of tears, there's a lot of loss, there's a lot of people, places, and things in which you thought were a part of your life that just suddenly drop off, because once you start being who you are, the people who are there just for fun to copy you or worship you or just something else that's just not in tune with who you are now, that just all disappears. It'll go away because it's not meant to be in your frequency. You're flowing in the frequency of yourself. And my frequency, I'm going to be honest, it is 𝙀𝙀. It is a riddle. It is a mystery. Nobody will ever read my frequency. It's relatable, but not fully readable, because I am so innate and I'm so authentic. I'm unable to be read. I am 𝙀𝙀. I love it like that. We like to be a riddle. Everyone gets to be
Beautiful.
their own. So thank you for the
Beautiful.
fasting. It's
So
just been stunning. Thank you.
beautiful. That's beautiful. Let's continue with questions, because this is to give a gnosis of each and every individual in terms of fear. See, because the unknown, yes, it's darkness, but also in darkness there's creation. So in the darkness of the unknown of your cells, you're then able to find and remember, because actually it was never lost. So finding is also a misnomer. Remember, it's the programming that it hinders, it glitches out our common sense. For example, as I like to say, but it's also in the book, when we're children between the ages of 0 and 7, the programmable years, we always ask why for everything. Mommy, why do we pay to live? Mommy, why is this? Mommy, why is this? Mommy, why does the government do that? Mommy, and then the emotional unintelligence kick in. Hey, hey, shh, shut up. See, what is that? So this is where we're going with this. In your life, what sort of those programs, and also being involved as a corporate, just you don't have to speak about whatever it was, but just being in those energies and how you transition, because there's a lot of beings in corporate and blah blah blah, and there's real life things happening. Yes, But then how do they consolidate this? Since Kalena Productions now coming into the Lighthouse Portal, 7-Eleven, and that transition, and then from working with beings or working for someone, then with beings, then yourself, and then that journey, and then awakening, and then, oh, what's going on, and then, oh, my body is sore, and then disease, to here now with ease. And go.
This is actually a pretty interesting story. The reason that we're here now is because I was sun gazing in the garden about 3 years ago. And next thing you know, I fell down the hill. It was sunrise. I fell down the hill really badly, and I landed underneath my brother's car, and I broke my arm. I broke my arm in 2 places, and I broke it right here on the wrist. And so what happened was it made me change my entire life, and it made me stop everything that I was doing. It was like my higher self said, "Okay, Kahulani, this is not working for you anymore. You're a people pleaser, you're a mother, you have your own business, but you're never doing anything for yourself. You're always doing something for somebody else. We're going to create a place where you get to do something for yourself. We're going to break your arm to do it. Sorry, but not sorry." I was like, fuck. Let you know pretty quickly what's going on in your spaces, places, faces. Who are you hanging out with? What are you doing with yourself? I literally had to change my entire life. I was always working for someone else. And then I was like, it just doesn't feel good anymore. I don't like getting up at the crack of dawn and going and running to a coffee and then running to a job and punching in and pleasing someone else all day long. It got really boring and really, really just so not fun. And I said, why are we even here? This can't be it. This cannot be it. And so I did a deep questioning, and it took almost dying, breaking my arm, losing everything. I had to give back my car. I had to lose my house. I had to lose literally everything. Just lose it all. Let's just lose it all. Holy shit. You know what? Losing it all will help you remember why you don't need it in the first place. What? Stunning. So now here we are, almost 3 years later. The arm is not even all the way healed yet. I still can't do handstands, which bums me out, and I want to do some cartwheels too, but we're almost there. Like Lex says, we are not in a quantum leap with our body. We're in a quantum stroll with our body. Quantum leaping is happening constantly, every second, all around us constantly. That is chaotic if you think about it. But guess what? You get to be the quantum stroller in the center of your own energy, your spirit of place, your Vahipanna, your heart. And when you feel that, that's when you're like, wait a minute, I'm safe. And I'm safe to be me. It feels so much better here. Why wouldn't I want to do this, And right as I say this, my ear is ringing. So you just, listening to your body and being in tune with your own frequency is actually not even possible without a clear vessel. You must fast. You must cleanse. You must. Just, it's like you must come to a complete shattering and then regathering of your own entire life. I have so many people who are asking me, how do I get out of the 9-to-5 job? I'm like, well, it's called pack up your box, punch out for the last time, say aloha, and fucking leave. Out you go. Bye. And you don't even have to know what's happening the next day. You're going to wake up and you're going to know what to do.
Well, not just know what to do. It's called divine timing. As I said in the beginning of this, it's the only true time. Everything else is forceful. It's not liquid. Because now what's taking place, like you said, that chaos is looking to birth new pathways and also new neural pathways. See, that's why the glymphatic system is going crazy with mental health and also brain fog, anxiety. This space here is, wow, it's a war zone. Okay, there we go. See, water, structured. And in this confusion, the spirit of confusion is also part of the arms of Luciferian false light programming, which is what you said. They force you to be at and engage with that which is actually killing you. And you feel like it's fine.
I can't tell you how much more free my whole entire body feels, and my heart and my breathing and just everything feels now that I don't respond to or say yes to all of those programs. It feels so good to be here now, remembering. It's amazing.
Absolutely. But with that being said, we wanted to just keep this under 2 hours. You've got 2 hours, so that's fine. But also, there's more coming. The Law of Attunement Teachings, guys, is going to be powerful. I want to say thank you to you, Kat, the Light 11, for your space to allow me to continue to create. You see, because this direction is going to allow less confusion, less discombobulation, less dis-ease. More people who have tended their own gardens, they know themselves, therefore know themselves, and therefore we create abundance because there's no lack. That lack mentality has been cleansed because Mama Earth, Mama Africa especially, and there's a lot more, right, has abundance. Even look at these things we call smart phones. This minerals in here come from Mama Africa. Without this, without the melanin in here, the black dot, without the diamonds, without the gold, without any of the titanium, what if not vibranium? That's Black Panther. But but without any of those, we're not able to do this. But guess what? Even better. And this is for educational purposes only. That stuff is within us as physical beings already. Once we attune to that, we attune to other things. Thank you to those of you joining us live. This is the official worldwide launch of the Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1 of 3, and pre-orders are available in January 2025. Orders will be going out in February 2025 all across the planet. They're all going to come from me directly, okay? So if they're coming from anyone else, they counterfeit. And also the Lighthouse Portal, 711, for being the publishing house where we're going through independently, non-hijacked, not with Luciferian false light programming, as she continues to weave. You see that light, those codes? Those are being assimilated within you, within me, within we, okay? This is einity. They call it unity. You must unify yourself, therefore have a unified field. With a unified field, you can be who you are, not a carbon copy. Everyone else is taken, beloved. With that being said, please remain blissful. Thokozani. Stay liquid.